Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Purple Lunar Rose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight's Love and Astrology night, we're going to talk on Pisces Lunar Eclipse energy. I am going to offer some free tarot and transit readings. So if you guys have your birth charts, make sure to pull those out. Guys, please remember we are multi-streaming. So we're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I am running a few minutes late, so I do apologize for that. For some reason, I have decided to schedule our lives around Carson's bedtime. And that does not seem to be working out anymore, right? Especially when he wants his Nana before bedtime. So do apologize. I am running a little bit late. But welcome in, everyone. I see Sandra popped in right away. Hello, tribe. All right, guys, let me check just to make sure everything is okay. Facebook might give us a little bit of trouble. I gave him the 14-minute limit. That's literally as late as I can be. And then Facebook will bump me off. So unfortunately, I had to pass him over. But I think it should be okay. Vanessa coming in on Facebook, so it looks great. Perfect. All right, let me jump to my notes because I'm really excited about this full moon. Um, I know normally I'm a new moon person. I feel like I really enjoy the new energy coming in. Full moon is supposed to be a culmination of what you experienced, what you learned, the lessons you integrated during the last lunar period. Thank you, Sandra. And that's what we're celebrating with this Pisces lunar eclipse. Eclipse energy is just very much um, empower the already powerful full moon, right? So it just makes it that much more intense. I feel like a lot of us are probably already feeling the Pisces lunar eclipse energy, especially for those of us that resonate with the more divine feminine energy. Guys, please remember we have both masculine and feminine energies within us, but when we're on this very specific type of spiritual journey, it does seem like we focus on one or the other. I remember saying at the beginning of my journey that I felt like we swapped back and forth, and I still believe that. I don't hear too many other twin readers talk about that, but I do feel like that is something that is experienced in this journey. Jenna joining us. Welcome, ladies. All right, so I got my notes. Let's jump in. Let's get ready. This is definitely going to be one of the most magical, dreamy, right? Because Pisces energy, potent cosmic events of the year. The Pisces lunar eclipse is going to be, it's not something to fear. And I unfortunately think that like people hear the word eclipse and immediately they're like, oh, that sounds scary, or full moon, that itself sounds scary, right? But remember, a culmination, a celebration of what you learned through the lunation. And because it is eclipse energy, you want to take this energy back 6 months, right? So you want to go back 6 months, like what have you learned? What are you celebrating with this Pisces lunar eclipse? All right, let's break it down. Everything that you need to know. Okay, so first imagine the sun, the earth, and the moon are playing a game of cosmic alignment, right? A lunar eclipse happens when the earth moves directly between the sun and the full moon, and it casts its shadow on the moon. So on September 7th, this is going to happen with the moon in the very mystical and intuitive sign of Pisces. So if you have strong Pisces placement, sun, moon, or rising, definitely could be impacted even more, right? The cool thing tonight, guys, I'm going to tell you collectively how we're all going to feel this, with your rising sign. But if you have your birth chart with you, I am offering transit readings where I take your chart and put it with the chart of today or the chart of the Pisces lunar eclipse and let you know what transits or how the transit is going to impact you personally in your chart. That is an energy exchange reading. Links are always in the description box for that. But if you have your birth chart with you for free, all you have to do is comment what house Pisces is for you, and I will let you know, collective energy, of course, general energy, how this eclipse will affect you, right? All right, so grab your charts, guys. Let's talk about how the energy is going to feel first. So for the collective, it's going to make a sense of dreamy confusion. That's Neptune energy. Neptune is ruler Pisces, right? Heightened intuition, compassion as well. I think compassion is really going to be important. It's hard. I feel like I struggle with compassion sometimes. It's the Aries in me. I'm just like, burn it down, right? But I definitely have sense that like my fiery tone has had a little bit of, I don't know, like spirit's kind of calming it down a little bit with this Pisces eclipse energy. You could also feel like you're longing for something, but you can't quite figure it out, or you can't quite name what it is. It's definitely spiritually sensitive time with this particular full moon. Music might sound richer, art might be more beautiful for you, your dreams may be more vivid and telling with this particular eclipse full moon. And the shadow side of this energy, let's talk about that. Because Pisces rules things that are hidden, the eclipse can also feel like a cosmic pressure washer for your subconscious. So old grief, forgotten wounds, illusions, that type of thing. Um, Picking up, I know you guys can hear him back there. He is so mad right now, guys. He likes his Nana to hum him to sleep, I think. I think that's the thing, honestly. All right, so you might feel more tired, sensitive, and emotionally porous with this energy, picking up on energy of others without even realizing it. So keep that in mind with this Pisces lunar eclipse as well. All right, let me get to the rising signs. Vanessa says Pisces is her second house. All right, guys. So Aries rising. Let's start there. If you're, let's look at masculine energy. Masculine is the active energy, right? You may feel a push to actively purge old habits or confront hidden fears head on. Aries rising, the challenge is going to be impulsivity, rushing to fix what needs gentle dissolution. It could help you to channel this energy into a creative project. Doing things like walking in nature to move your energy. I should say vigorously walking. It definitely, it's like Aries needs to push their energy out. For the feminine, which is the more receptive energy, you may feel called to receive insights through rest, daydreaming. Your challenge is going to be feeling guilty for not being more productive, actually. Um, and a practical step for you with this particular eclipse, Aries rising, surrender to a long bath or even naps. I took a nap today, guys. One of the best ones I've had in a long time. But your most potent downloads will come when you stop trying so hard. And that's going to be Aries rising. All right, let's look at Taurus rising. So for Taurus rising, the masculine, more active energy may feel motivated to take practical steps to secure resources or value. Your challenge is stubbornly clinging to financial security out of fear. And you want to actively release an old possession by either doing things like donating, having a yard sale. You're making space for new abundance. Remember that new moon comes in on September 21st. For the feminine Taurus rising, the more receptive energy, you may feel a need to receive comfort and nurture your sense of self-worth. Your challenge is overindulging as your coping mechanism. And a practical step for you will be to receive a feeling of safety by grounding yourself. You can do things like walk barefoot on the earth to feel supported. That's going to be Taurus rising. Jenna says Pisces 7th house. Mine is 9th house. Pisces 9th house. All right, let's look at Gemini rising. Gemini rising, masculine, active energy. You may feel an urge to talk through or write down the confusing ideas that are coming up for you. And your challenge is going to be um, overthinking your feelings to avoid them. So actively journaling can definitely help clear up the mental chatter. And you can do things like when you journal, I feel like especially for masculine energy, it's hard for them to journal because there's something about it being permanent. And one thing about journaling is it's not something you have to keep. I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of people write things down and then they rip up the paper or release it. It's like a releasing ceremony, or they burn it, right? All right, for the feminine Gemini rising, this is the more receptive energy. You may receive profound clarity by just quietly listening to others or to music or even just being in silence. Your challenge is going to be mental restlessness. So listen to guided meditations. Soothing music can help you receive messages without forcing them. All right, if you're a Cancer rising like me, so Cancer rising for masculine, you may feel a protective urge to actively set boundaries or have a caring conversation to clear the air with someone. Your challenge is going to be becoming defensive. I think a practical step here is nurture yourself or a loved one. Things like cooking meals, heartfelt meals, could be helpful. I actually made tacos tonight, so that was pretty cool. And we invited some of Morgan's family, and my tacos were a hit. I fried my tortillas, which a lot of people don't do. Most people just get, flour tortillas, or if they do use corn tortillas, they keep them soft. I don't know. I like them crispy, so they turned out good, and it was a big hit. I actually remember a pretty specific experience in my twin journey, like just now, talking about cooking a comforting meal for your loved ones and your family. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and share that too. But um, it was about a year ago. It's over a year ago. What I'm talking about, a year and a half ago. Um, I was going through a period of reunion, and we had been in a separation period for a really long time. And in this period of reunion, um, like we were like physically reuniting, so visiting with friends, family, that type of thing. And I remember we had spent this holiday with friends and family, and then um, the next morning we we were making breakfast in our prospective homes. And I just remember that my counterpart energy mentioned that when you're cooking a big meal like that, um, and we were both making breakfast at the same time, just in different places, right? But when you're cooking a big meal like that, it's your way of showing your family, love, right? Like, because you put love into the food. And it's just a way of showing your family how much you care, how much you love them. And I just remember having that conversation when I was writing those notes down. But for Cancer rising feminine energy, you may feel everything deeply and need to receive your own compassion. Your challenge is going to be taking on others' emotions, definitely. And a practical action here could be to receive the healing energy of water. Yesterday, I let my son take me out to Casey Creek. It's a local creek here where people like to go. They stock it with trout, so people like to go trout fishing there. But it has these really cool, like, swimming holes. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you get to a creek, but it has like a deep spot, and the water is super fresh, super cool. You can see through it, so it's really nice when it's, super hot outside, right? So yeah, water can definitely be helpful. Showers or cleansing baths can definitely, ritual cleansing baths can be helpful at this time. There's this thing where people like to visualize. So when you're taking a shower or you get into a pool or you're taking a cleansing bath, whatever, the idea is that you're envisioning all of those emotions being carried away with the water. Like, that's the purpose. All right, that's Cancer rising. Leo rising is next. So for the masculine active energy, you may feel a push to boldly express your creative vision or take a risk in romance. Your challenge is going to be your ego. Needing recognition is going to be what you need to release. Hmm. A practical step with this Pisces eclipse moon: create a piece of art for yourself that symbolizes what you're letting go of. That could be helpful. For the feminine Leo energy, you may feel called to receive validation and love from within and not from others. And your challenge is feeling unseen. So, practical action for Leo rising, feminine energy, receive the gift of your own heart. Look in the mirror and acknowledge your own radiance. I think this is really important right now, especially with this Pisces eclipse, not just Leo rising, but literally everyone, and probably those that again resonate more with divine feminine energy. It's going to be really important that you're pouring into yourself with this moon. It is Pisces, so it is spiritual, and Source is going to expect you to have figured it out by now. So if you're still pouring into others, if there's a new other every week, then you're not balanced and you're not aligned and you're not pouring into yourself. I don't know how else to say that. And one other thing I want to throw in here just really quickly. I hate to break it to like anybody listening, but you're never going to reach a point of healed. Okay. Um, I don't know if people realize how like cocky or conceited they sound when they're like, "Oh, I've worked on me. It's not me. I'm not the problem. It's everybody else." Like that's insane. Stop saying that. um, you're constantly going to be pouring into yourself. You're constantly going to be healing and becoming a better version of you. There's no end point. You haven't like fully healed and now everyone else is a problem and that's why you can't find a stable relationship. Like that's not how it works. So just wanted to throw that out there. All right, Virgo rising. So if you're a Virgo rising, masculine energy, you may feel compelled to actively fix your health or even routines. Your challenge is going to be criticism or overanalyzing your process. A practical step for you is to take one small practical step to improve your well being, like tidying up your workspace. For the feminine, the receptive energy, you may need to receive the message that you are whole and worthy without needing to be perfect. And your challenge is definitely going to be the anxiety that this Pisces lunar eclipse energy will bring. A practical step for you is going to be to receive a moment of peace by focusing on your breath. Breath work is so beneficial. But your body, just be kind. Be kind. For Libra rising, the masculine, more active energy, you may feel motivated to actively seek balance. Have a conversation to release any type of partnership dynamics. Your challenge is going to be people pleasing. Practical action for the masculine Libra rising is going to be courageously speak your gentle truth to find your real peace. Sandra says, healing is a forever journey. Absolutely. Yes. It's like when you realize that, that's when you're really healing. If you're somebody who like thinks like, oh, I'm just gonna do this shadow work journal and I'm done and I'm healed and I'm moving on with my life, and are you even having an awakening? Like what? All right, anyway, feminine energy. You may need to receive the beauty and art around you to find inner balance. Your challenge is going to be avoiding conflict by shutting down. And a practical action for you with this Pisces lunar eclipse could be to receive the energy of beauty. So visit a gallery, listen to beautiful music. Let these things soothe your soul. All right, Scorpio rising. I think my just absolute favorite. All right, masculine. Masculine, again, the active energy. You may feel a powerful urge to dive deep and actively investigate a psychological truth. Your challenge is obsessive intensity. Practical step for Scorpio rising masculine energy, channels this transformative energy into a creative or physical outlet so that you can alchemize it. For the feminine, more receptive Scorpio rising, you may be called to simply sit with intense emotions and receive their wisdom without judgment. Your challenge is going to be distrust, and a practical step for you is going to be to receive the power of surrender. Trust that the release is happening for you and not to you. I don't know how many times I said that today. I feel like that's a big lesson in itself. Like once your mind can conceive or like fully understand that everything that happens is in your favor. It's like once we understand that, then I don't know, it's like we start living differently, right? Like we have a better understanding of why certain things are happening or why we're waiting for certain things. Does that make sense? All right, Sagittarius rising. So for the masculine Sagittarius energy, you may feel a fiery urge to philosophize, I can't say it, to think things through, to teach or plan an adventure, to break free in some way. Your challenge is going to be spiritual bypassing. So using optimism to avoid your feelings. Practical action for masculine Sagittarius rising is going to be actively seek a new perspective through anything, really, a book, a documentary, anything that's going to expand your mind. For the feminine, more receptive energy, you may receive your most profound truths through quiet faith and dream time. Your challenge is going to be impatience, and a practical step is receive inspiration by daydreaming, gaze into the sky, look at the clouds, spend time in nature. Trust the universe has a plan. All right, Capricorn rising. All right, for masculine energy, Capricorn rising, you may feel a responsible urge to take concrete steps to restructure your private life or your family dynamics. And your challenge is going to be your coldness or need to control. A practical action here is actively release an old duty that no longer serves your emotional well being. For the feminine, more receptive energy, you may need to receive nurturing or allow yourself to be more vulnerable and soft. Your challenge is going to be that you may be feeling like you're slacking. So you want to receive support, allow yourself a day of rest without guilt. It's going to help you rebuild your foundation. And we're all rebuilding our foundations. Pluto and Aquarius, right? All right, so Aquarius rising, speaking of which, right? Masculine, the more active energy, you may feel a sudden innovative idea about your future or community role that you want to take action on. And your challenge is going to be disconnecting from your heart. So brainstorm your visionary ideas with a trusted friend to ground them. For the feminine, more receptive energy, you may receive flashes of intuitive insights and cosmic downloads about your plan. And your challenge is going to be overlooking your unique emotions. So receive these relevant revelations through meditation, group meditations, and connecting to your collective heart. For Pisces rising, the masculine energy, you may feel inspired to actively craft a new identity or publicly express your compassion. Your challenge is confusion over which path to take, and it's going to help you to take one small step towards your dreams that feels aligned. I think the one small step forward is big with all the signs, really. But again, that actually started with the first Virgo new moon. Remember? And definitely comes into play when we get that second Virgo moon on the 21st. So right now it's like you're in the middle of those two Virgo moons, and this is definitely the time to actually take the first small step. I believe I'm fixing to do that in an area in my life. You guys would not believe like how nervous or scared. It's so weird, but sometimes one small step seems giant, right? All right, for the feminine energy, you may feel this eclipse most powerfully as a call to rest, dream, even just reconnect with your spirit. And your challenge is going to be becoming ungrounded. So receive the gifts of this energy by spending time near water, and this is going to allow you to cleanse and renew yourself. All right, and that's all 12 rising signs. All right, Jenna says, Dr. Bergman just did a video on diaphragm breathing. Ooh, share. Share with me, Jenna. Send it to me. Let me see. All right, so here's my idea. My idea is I would like to do a quick collective, not a lengthy one because we did a really big one yesterday when we read for September's twin flame energy. But I would like to do a quick check-in. And then what I would like to do is offer some free readings. I am doing just a general one card pull for the eclipse energy. I'm also offering love messages this week as well, guys. So if you're looking for a message from your person, I'm doing that tonight. Astrology, if you have your charts, again, we're going to go over our houses. So Vanessa's Pisces is second house. Jenna is seventh house. Mine is ninth house. So I'm going to go over those and tell everyone how the eclipse is going to impact you that way. If you're looking for a transit reading, again, that's energy exchange, and the link is going to be in the description box. All right, let's get started. No video tonight, guys, just the pretty video that I made you on your screen there. Just didn't have time to get everything set up. This holiday weekend kicked my butt, guys. I knew it was going to, though, so I don't want to act like I'm too surprised or anything like that, because I'm totally not. I prepared, I rested at all the chances that I had to rest because I knew, you know what I mean? I just knew. But luckily, I have a couple of days off, so I'm able to catch up. Readings almost out. I think I only have 2 more to go, so that's super cool. All right, let's get started. Let's check in masculine energy. And guys, remember, we're looking at the week ahead, right? So today is September 2nd. I hope everybody did all their first of the month rituals yesterday, right? But the 7th actually is going to start on Sunday. So we're looking at the 7th through the 13th. And we do have that eclipse energy coming right there at the beginning of the week on the 7th. So that's the energy we're tuning into at the moment. And for the masculine, we get number 42, woman holding a coin. There's something for the masculine that has to do with worth, value. There could be someone around them as well that has some issue with money. The masculine energy could be very focused on finances. And remember, Pisces full moon lunar eclipse as manifestation, it's celebration, culmination of the lunar experience, or cycle. But it's also eclipse energy as well. It's also Pisces energy as well. The cat is sticking out to me in this card, which I feel like happens all the time. But that kind of gives me like spirituality, divinity. Um, the divine masculine could be celebrating, manifesting finances. All right, let's look at the feminine energy. Look at that. Number 11, cornucopia comes out. It's blessings. Oh, it's abundance. It's number 11. So right away, the numbers are sticking out to me, 4211. I don't know if you're local, you know, right? Like if you know, you know. All right, and then let's look at the bridging energy. Ooh, we have the anxiety card coming out, number 18. And on the bottom, we have fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. It's the heart chakra. It's so interesting. I feel like in the collective reading for September, it came out that the masculine was helping the feminine energy. It's almost like the feminine energy may be getting ready to repeat some type of toxic cycle or something that was unhealthy. And it was almost like the masculine energy was like tired of it, like, oh my gosh, this gotta stop type of thing. Um, and there was this energy, like this frequency, this, I don't know, energetic. Um, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, like, you know, being sent back and forth. And when that energy happens, especially on this type of spiritual awakening, it is through the heart chakra. So it is about um, it's more than communication. It's more about like the soul working, the frequencies working together. So it's kind of shocking to me that anxiety is the bridging energy, Remember, the bridging energy is the current spiritual lesson. So it's like what we're learning right now. How many of you feel like as you move through your spiritual awakening, you experience less and less anxiety? I mean, this would definitely be the full moon to have that particular culmination, right? All right, I'm going to clarify a little bit. I pulled out the Gilded Tarot. So for women holding a coin, we have the Hierophant coming out. It's a Taurus energy very strongly. Again, it's spiritual. We have Page of Wands. Page of Wands is literally baby steps. That is one of the meanings for Page of Wands. And we have the Four of Pentacles. So big confirmation. The masculine is releasing something little by little. And the fact that they're able to release whatever that is, probably their old spiritual beliefs, right? The Hierophant, that weren't serving their greater good. And that could be helping them like bring more in, manifest more in, come into more of an alignment when it comes to finances. All right, let's look at cornucopia. Came out for the feminine energy. So this is this energy of, I heard a couple of things just now. I heard divine union, but I also heard divine order. But it is this energy of abundance, blessings, things coming in more than you expected. That's what it is. It's more than you expected. And of course, it's number 11. So again, is, you know, in the numerology, it's all related back to the manifestation and the specific type of spiritual awakening journey. Nine of Pentacles comes out with even more confirmation because Nine of Pentacles is financial independence. Wheel of Fortune is here. It's Jupiter. It's good luck, good fortune. And Ace of Cups is here. It's intuitive hits. Two of Cups is on the bottom. I don't know how to get around this. Like, I am doing the reading. But it's like I'm listening, you know, as I'm channeling all the information out. But it's like, it's crazy to me. I don't know. It's so interesting. It's like the masculine and the feminine energy are really working together, like really connecting in a very spiritual way. All right, let's look at the anxiety and the bridging energy. So we have Knight of Swords coming out, and we have Page of Cups coming out, and we have the Emperor coming out. Four of Swords is on the bottom. So with the Knight of Swords, it's this energy of freedom, liberation. Um, with Page of Cups, it's this energy of um, forgiveness, apologies. The Emperor is Aries energy. It's control, it's power, it's self. That's what it is. It's the self. The bridging energy is that both the masculine and the feminine have some type of anxiety over this being a more spiritual situation instead of a physical situation. Um, both the masculine and feminine could think that the other is upset that they're not there. It's really specific, right? Okay, so with the Hierophant, Taurus energy, with the Emperor, Aries energy, Wheel of Fortune is good fortune, good luck. It's Jupiter energy. How many of you feel, look, it makes no sense, right? Because how many of you feel like you're struggling with your finances? That's literally everybody on the planet right now, right? It's Uranus's fault, in case you guys were wondering, the planet that's up there that's causing all the havoc with your finances. So the idea with this energy here is that the masculine and the feminine are spiritually working together And it's like we can sense something coming, especially the divine feminine. You sense something coming. Cornucopia is abundance, getting everything you want. Nine of Pentacles is financial independence, like something finally pops off. Wheel of Fortune is like, bam, it happened, right? Like overnight. Ace of Cups is like you sense it, you know, you've had intuitive hits, you have felt it coming. That's what it is. You have felt it coming. But it almost makes no sense because what's in your current situation, talk about the perfect lesson for this Pisces full moon lunar eclipse. This is our faith. This is our faith. And Spirit is really showing us at this time collectively what this journey has always been about. And it was never, I mean, here's where I'm going to step on some toes and burst some bubbles. Ready? It was never, ever about a physical union with someone. Never. Spirit does not have to physically be somewhere in order to make something happen. And I feel like if we're going, this is the part like people don't understand. This is why I think some people aren't having a spiritual awakening. I don't know what they're having. Maybe it's just like some type of, I don't know. I can't explain it. But it's like if you're having a spiritual awakening, I feel like it's all labels, right? It's all labels. So when someone is having like a breakdown, a mental breakdown, an emotional breakdown, a breakdown of the mind, of their life, of whatever label you want to put there, it's like you find yourself in like the darkest pits of your life, like you places you never expected to find yourself. These weren't the things that you dreamed about when you were a child, right? And then when you find yourself in these places in your life, it's like God has to reach down and pick you up and pull you out, right? And as you come out, it's like you make some type of, I don't know, agreement or arrangement or spiritual contract where you're like, thank you, God. Thank you for saving me from the hell that I created and put myself in, right? Um, and showing me a better life in a better way, in a healthier way, right? And then it's like, I don't know if people think that you just like go on with your life and I like it, it's free. You know what I'm saying? Like God doesn't expect anything back. You know what I'm saying? And I say God, I know we all have again our own labels. You can call it whatever you want, source, universe, whatever. I personally like God is what I use. But you know what I'm saying? It's like we owe a debt now. It's not free. God didn't save you, you know what I'm saying, Vanessa, Jenna, Sandra, just for no reason, just so you can run off and go marry the one person in your little bleak timeline of what, 75, 85 years. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, I mean, I love to for that to be the case. That wouldn't that be, make sense? But that's not practical. Now is it? Like that's how practical is that? How many billions of souls are on this planet? How many people are here? Like it makes no sense, right? So if God saved you, okay, I'm trying to put it like in simplest forms as possible here. But if God saved you, if you're having a spiritual awakening, if your life is better today than it was when you found yourself in that pit, right? Then it's like you have a purpose. You have something you have to do. You have some type of alignment. You have something that you're supposed to be learning and sharing with other people and helping other people and all of those things, right? It's not about you. So I feel like that's going to be a biggest thing. So if you're walking around this planet and you're like, oh, everything's about me and this is all about, I created this. How is it people say, like, I created my reality? It is true, y'all. But I'm just saying, like, it's God's purpose, it's God's will. It's not Rosa's purpose and Rosa's will, right? It's God's purpose and God's will. It's not Sandra's purpose and Sandra's will, right? Doesn't it make more sense when I say it's God's purpose and God's will? You know what I mean? But I feel like for the most of us that are in spiritual awakening and spiritual alignment and understand that this is a learning process, we're no longer like beating the shit out of ourselves because we're not where we think we're supposed to be, right? Because we understand that it's a journey. There's no ending. We're not healed, right? Like if I hear another person go, I'm healed, it's everybody else, not me. Like I'm gonna puke. What the heck? You know what I mean? But it's like, I think for those of us that are in alignment, we feel something coming, right? Like we feel things that don't make sense at this time. You know what I mean? And the easiest way I can explain this is just, again, using myself as an example. Like, and for those of you that are in here right now, most of you have been in here since like the beginning, right? I mean, for the most part. So it's like, and guys, I figured out why, by the way, sometimes we hit that vertical stream algorithm and then sometimes we don't. It's actually a setting. And I knew before tonight's live that I had done the setting wrong, but sometimes I like it when it's just us. Does it sound weird? I don't know. Sometimes it just seems cozier or safer. I don't know. But anyway, I think for those of us that are in this alignment, we've been sensing that something's coming. For me, it's PLR. Spirit asked me to create PLR. Spirit asked me to be as authentic as possible. Spirit asked me to not buy subscribers and bots and just not lie, right? So I had to do everything very organically. I had to do everything a very certain way. Um, and I mean, are there things that I could have worked on? Like, I'm not blaming, nothing on spirit. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, this is taking forever and it's spirit's fault. Not at all. Like, could I have been more consistent? Absolutely. Could I have stopped trying to date? You know what I mean? And just, poured into my own cup? Like, absolutely. Right. Could I have been more consistent? Absolutely. Could I have learned more about branding? Absolutely. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, like, those types of things. But what I do know is that I'm at the beginning. Spirit, I followed Spirit's guidance and I got monetized very, very quickly. And again, the 3 platforms now pay us monthly, right? TikTok actually pays weekly, by the way, in case you guys didn't know. But in what I'm trying to say is like there's income, there's revenue. Um, is it big revenue? Like, is it I'm going to quit my part-time job revenue? Like, no, of course not. So that's why I still have my part-time job, right? So I can, kind of like put it together and then I have a normal paycheck, right? So I guess what I'm seeing is that we all see the state of the world. Um, Somebody asked me today, like, what do you do for a living? Like, what's the business you created? It's so hard for me to answer that question. It is so hard for me to answer that question. But what I know is that the business I created is about to take off. And it's literally because of the state of the world. And that is, for me personally, so confusing, right? It makes me feel a certain type of way about it. But here's what I know. We're never going to see Rosa on YouTube charging $200 for a reading. It's never going to happen. um, you know what I'm saying? Um, I'm never going to sell my um, dream journals or my shadow books for $80. Like it's never going to happen. It's always going to be reasonably priced. And the way Spirit has shown it to me is it's really cool when 10 people go and buy your $10 journal. It's amazing. It's also really cool when 1,000 people go and buy your $10 journal. It's super amazing. So that's what Spirit has shown me. And I do feel like that is the plan, right? So it's like I sense it coming. I know it's coming. It's a weird type of feeling to know that the world is hurting so badly. But on the other hand, it's an amazing feeling to know that the whole world is awakening. We're all learning who God is. And that makes me feel a certain type of way too. So All right, let's pull a guidance card for the collective. I'm going to use magical times. Eclipses are definitely magical times. And then we'll jump to those free readings. All right. For the collective, we have change. You're transforming. Let go of the past. Embrace the light and joy of this new day. On the bottom is happiness. Immense delight can be found in the smallest of things. Cultivate fluttering moments of joy. What if I told you guys that we're all learning to be happier? And we are all currently, in this very moment, September 2nd, 2025, learning how to cultivate fluttering moments of joy. And then what if I told you that the reason we're all learning how to do this is because life has been so hard, right? All right, guys, that's the collective. I hope it was helpful. I'm going to clean up really quickly. All right, so one card, general read for eclipse, Pisces Lunar Eclipse, coming on the 7th. One card, message from your person. The houses. Tell me your houses again. Where's Pisces for you so I can pull it up and tell you on a more personal level how it's going to impact you. I know it seems a little selfish, but I'm the Aries, so I'm going to go first. Haha. I know, right? So I'm going to look at ninth house. While you guys are putting in the comments where Pisces is for you, let me pull up ninth house because that's where Pisces is for me. All right, so Pisces eclipse in the ninth house. This is the house of belief, travel, and higher learning. So how it's going to feel for me and those of us that have Pisces in the ninth house, your belief system is undergoing a major shift. It's long held philosophy over or worldview definitely may dissolve at this time. Definitely will dissolve at this time, making way for a more compassionate and universal understanding. There may be powerful culmination related to travel, higher education, of course, or even legal matters. That is also ninth house. Pay attention to your dreams and synchronicities. It's been huge for me, and I'm remembering so many of my dreams, which is unusual. Um, they're guiding you. They're guiding you towards a broader perspective. That's going to be Pisces ninth house. And the theme for you is a completion of a degree, a long journey, something like that. I think for me, it's just closing out a chapter in my life. It's definitely a revelation that's going to shatter your beliefs. So, a profound spiritual experience, to say the least. You could be publishing or sharing your ideas with the world with this Pisces lunar eclipse, kind of like I'm literally doing right now, right? All right, so where is Pisces for you? Sarah says I can't find Pisces on my chart. What? All right, let me see. I want to mess it up. I'm going to swap over to the laptop so I can have my computer. So hold on just a second. What about that one? Is there sound now? Let me know if there's sound. Oh, look at this thing I found. Mic check. Oh, it doesn't show it. It's awful. All right. Do we have Sam still? Sweet. Perfect. Oh, look at Twitch coming in with the save. I love it. Okay. So I had to swap over so I can use my phone and then I can just pull Sandra's chart up. La Luna V. Absolutely love it. So I've already done Sandra's birth chart, so luckily I have it right here and I can just hit this little button. Um, you have Pisces in your second house. You have no planets there, but guys, it doesn't mean anything. But Luna V on Twitch is first timer. I love it. Welcome, welcome. All right, so I think a lot of times people see their chart and they're like, if a house is empty, they're like, oh, well, I don't have any planets there, so I don't have that energy. One, think about it this way, like you're a baby and you're laying on the planet, right? All of those signs, all of those stars, all of those planets, all of that energy, all of that was where it was in the sky when you were born. And it's like a screenshot, right, of the sky, the universe when you're born. Even though the house is empty, like the house represents your assets, your money, your material things. So it's like you still have money, right? I mean, maybe not. I don't know if you have a lot or you don't have a lot, you know what I'm saying? But you still have it. You still have a house, right? You have a roof over your head. You live somewhere. You still have a car, right? You still have clothes and shoes and coats and scarves. And these are all second house, right? That's what second house represents. Now, here's what I'll tell you, Sandra, is a lot of people think that because a house is empty, they'll be like, oh, well, there's nothing you're supposed to do. You don't have to worry about that house because there's nothing there. I am going to go against the grain here and say that is not the case, not the way I've experienced it. And I've studied a lot of birth charts. um, I feel like when the house is empty, that means you don't have the energy of the planets in that house to assist you, to kind of like bank on or count on. You still have the Pisces energy, so you would look on your chart, like where is Neptune for you? And Neptune is in your 11th house. Um, so I mean, you could correlate that energy and how it's helping you in your second house. But let me ask you this, Sandra. She's like, I can't complain, I'm grateful. Absolutely. But would you say, like, if I told you, oh, you have no money problems, you don't have to worry about finances ever in your life, would you say that's a true statement? Or would you say that in this lifetime, your finances and your material things has been a huge part of your lesson, of who you are, of your experience on this planet, right? And maybe you may have experienced some challenges with things like your home or your car or your finances, right? Let me know. Sandra says that explains a lot. Money is hard to come by, but I work hard. I do too, and I had that mindset. Here's something Spirit has been teaching me. Um, One, I learned what passive income is. Very important. Key, key to I don't know, success, right? Um, but one thing I learned is for some reason, probably like the way we grow up or our belief system, it's like we're told if you work hard, then you'll play hard, right? Like you'll have a lot of money, you'll have a lot of rewards. We're told that you're not going to have those things if you don't work really hard. let me give you an example, Sandra. I started doing lives and I stopped uploading videos because I was doing all 12 signs when I started PLR, and I was having to record the reading, right? Myself doing the reading. Then I had to go through and edit the video. Like I had to put, the front and the middle and the back, and then you have to, like, if you say curse words or whatever, you had to take it out. Um, then I had to put all the pretty stuff that I put on the videos. The editing itself took forever. And then I had to upload it, which also took forever, and then I had to get it approved by YouTube, which also took forever. And then 5 people would watch it. Yeah, swear to goodness. So I was like, this isn't. It wasn't working for me, right? So what did we do? We started going live, and when we started going live, um, it's just like TikTok. Not only do you get your monetization paid, but there's also live incentive pay. Like I get paid for each live video I do. Um, what else you get? There's the like the super chats and the gifts and all that kind of stuff. That's a whole other um, uh, monetization payment thing. um, my point is that I thought I had to work hard in order to make a lot of money and be comfortable in this life. And what I'm learning is, again, I want to mention passive income, but what I'm learning is it's not about, I think we have to change our mindset. I think we need to understand that, like, we're worthy. We're here with purpose. We're here as these light beings, these souls, a part of God, of Source, and we are not meant to work ourselves to the bone for little to nothing. That's not what God intended for us to do down here. That's what we've been told, and that's what we've been trained to believe, right? But that is not the truth. And the easiest way to, like, the way Source has been showing me, God's been telling me, the easiest way, like, He explains this to me, is if you think about it, think about the people that had a lot of money handed to them. They didn't have to work hard or do anything. Think about, um, there's too many examples popping in my head at one time. I can't get my words out clearly, but it's like, it's a frequency. It's a frequency. Star Lova, welcome. And we really need to start to understand that we've been told a lot of non truths. And we need to release those old beliefs that have not served us. It didn't serve me for 46 years. And it's like, now that I'm coming into this surrendering and alignment, money flows. Money flows. It just happened the other day. Like, my son was in here and he is like, Mom, we have this situation. um, can you help me with this situation financially? And I was like, yeah, no, I can't do that. Not in this, right now, in this moment. And then, a few moments went by and I was like, I can help you with that situation. He's like, Mom, you just got done saying. I said, I know, but I just called it to me and it came. Like, I don't know how else, what are you want me to say? You know what I mean? um, I don't know. It's like we need to educate ourselves more, and we need to open ourselves up to different belief systems. And I think if we could do that, we wouldn't have to work as hard, and we wouldn't feel, I don't know, like left behind, right? So that's where I'm at, me personally, in my journey. And I'm doing it, Sandra. in minutes. Like it's happening in minutes, and I can instantly. I don't know how to explain it. It's like I can just put my hand out and I'm just drawing things to me. Um, to the point that it has me a little nervous because I don't want to abuse the ability. It's definitely helping my faith, but I don't want that to be the reason my faith grows. Does that make sense? And I also know that I'm getting to the point where I'm enjoying spirit's guidance. Like I'm realizing that I don't know everything and that I make a lot of um, not good choices sometimes, right? um, so I'm doing better at just listening to like what I can and can't do and what's better for me to do, I should say, what's more in alignment, I guess. And that in itself is helping. But this Pisces lunar eclipse for you, Sandra, personally, it's literally going to change your belief system on your finances, on how you receive money. I mean, I know I just touched on that a little bit, but most likely you're going to hear what I said, planted the seed, right? You're going to go off and learn more about energetic frequency. What is the frequency of money? How do I align with that frequency? And then, bam, you have a new belief system. You know what I'm trying to say? You have a new understanding. You're able to do more. You're not so limited and restricted. So, yeah, that's how the Pisces lunar eclipse is going to affect you. Yes, my faith outweighs my fear. And I feel like it's getting stronger and stronger. And I feel like what's interesting for me is the more challenges that I'm experiencing, the more challenges that I'm seeing my, people around me experience, the more challenges I'm seeing the world experience. It's like each one of those is a test to confirm how much or how far I've come. People think that having spiritual awakening, let's use again money as an example. People think that having money means you have no problems, right? You guys heard that? Everybody thinks that. People think the same thing with spiritual awakening. They think if you've had a spiritual awakening, you don't experience any challenges in life. That is not true. That is not true. Life is literally our soul wanting to come down here and experience these challenges so we could experience this life, these lessons, this experience. I feel like once we understand that too, I don't know, we're not so resentful or upset. We're more excited and ready to have more experiences. And we see challenges and triggers and towers as more of an opportunity instead of something that is trying to knock us down or hold us back, right? Does that make sense? Todd. Todd on Pisces Sun, and I feel it. Oh, and I so but what house, Todd? What house? All right, give me another one. What's another house? Vanessa says I have Chiron and Aries in my Pisces house. What? So Chiron is in Aries or it's in Pisces. I'm new to all this astrology too. Like I don't want to come out here and sound like some snob. I used to say stuff half-ass backwards all the time. I still do. What am I talking about? But you can't have okay. So Chiron is an asteroid, and then Aries and Pisces are both signs, so it can't be in both places at the same time. You may feel like it is sometimes, but yeah. Thank you, Sandra. Okay, so Todd says third house. I think Todd, why don't you have your chart? I like the car. Vanessa, what was yours? Second house. Thank you. No, in Aries, but it's my second house. I'm pulling up your chart right now. Vanessa, 8:14. Is there a live? Yes, I was just so late. I'm so sorry. All right, let's pull up Vanessa's chart. That was so weird, Vanessa. I clicked on your thing and it said, review this account carefully. All right, Todd. You can totally pull your chart, but I mean, you got to tell us stuff. I'm pulling up Vanessa's right now, but because I have it, Star Leva, I still need to do yours. I'm going to, I promise. Star Leva was getting a compatibility reading. I think I'm going to add that compatibility reading to my Etsy shop. I feel like we got a lot of good feedback. All right, I'm looking. Let's see. It is second house. You were right about that. Oh, no, it's not. It's first house. Super interesting. And I want to say also empty. You do have Chiron and Aries. That's in your second house. So you have Pisces first house and it's empty. You have everything in Capricorn, I swear. Your Neptune is in Sagittarius. It's almost in the same placement as Sandra's. How interesting is that? Like, it's just, if you just nudge your chart just a little bit. All right, so let's look at first house. For Vanessa. House of self, identity, and appearance. So it's definitely personal transformation for Vanessa, first house. Culminating a chapter of your identity and stepping into new version of yourself. Emotions about who you are, how you present yourself to the world are at its peak. Incredibly sensitive and intuitive with this Pisces lunar eclipse. You could feel strongly connected to others. You do feel strongly connected to others. May need to guard against losing your sense of self at this time, releasing old identity that no longer serves you. Again, a culmination of a personal journey, revelation about your self image. You're absolutely stunningly beautiful. I need a need for more compassion for yourself and a call to embrace your creativity and your spiritual identity. That's going to be first house. Good night, Jenna. Star Lovis says third. Ooh, Todd said he found it in its second house. Todd, you just read second house, so that's why you said you were feeling it, like it resonated, right? So when I was doing Sandra's, you were like, "Oh my gosh, is she talking to me?" Not necessarily, but pretty close, right? Jenna, do you want to do yours? Yours was seventh house. You want me to do it really quick before you go to bed? I will. Let's do it real fast. Seventh house. Even if you go to bed, you can come back and watch it. Seventh house is relationships, partnerships, marriage. Jenna. That's a strong one. All right, so this is major relationship eclipse. This is significant one-on-one relationships, which is like it could be work or romantic. It doesn't have to just be romantic, but it'll feel like it's reaching some type of critical juncture, culmination, revelation again. The Piscean energy is going to bring immense compassion, soul level connection at this time. It can reveal where your boundaries have been too open, where you've been sacrificing too much. Truths will definitely come to light with this Pisces lunar eclipse. The theme for you is going to be relationship reaches a fateful turning point. This could be commitment or separation, again, business or romantic. Revelations about your partner's true nature, learning the difference between compassion and codependency. So codependency is going to be a big one. And meeting deeply spiritual or karmic partner at this time. Ooh, Jenna. That is Pisces 7th house. Wow, it says my chart is two house because Pisces. I hope not. I mean, I could have totally been so wrong. Your chart is different. It's so colorful, but I hope not. And you know what? I'm thinking like you Aquarius rising. You're so right. We have to look at the degrees. You probably have like a really small Pisces area. All right, who said third house? Star Leva. Let's do. Do I have yours, Star Leva? I don't. I'm supposed to be making it. Have mercy. All right, let's do third house. So for those of you with Pisces in your third house, ooh, it's the house of communication, siblings, and local community. Um, this is intuition, creative ideas, but also confusion. Third house Pisces, there could be situations with people like your siblings, neighbors, even close communities could reach some type of turning point with this eclipse. Um, want to pay close attention to your dreams for sure. Trust your intuitive hunches for sure. I feel like your intuition is loud at this time. The theme for third house Pisces is going to be a culmination of local projects or something you've been studying, significant conversations. You could get a piece of news as well, third house, revelations about sibling relationships, receiving divine inspiration for creative projects, third house Pisces. All right, did we cover all of them for everybody in here? Except Vanessa, she's like, I'm going to need you to do my chart. But we did second, so if it is, and I'm wrong, we covered it, right? Todd. Todd found his chart. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Is that it? I don't see more. Oh, I just seen 1:14:14 on the timer. So don't forget Thursday night we have all 12 signs where we're looking at the same energy, right? Pisces lunar eclipse. I'm actually going to be looking at the week from the 7th through the 13th, but again, Pisces eclipse starts right there at the very beginning on the 7th. I know. I'm, it is aqua rising. I remember. I know, right? Have mercy. Maybe somebody needed to hear for first house. All right. Thank you, ladies, for coming in and hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys very much. I feel like I'm missing something, but I can't think of what it's supposed to be. I'm sure I'll remember after I hit the end button, right? Guys, if you're new, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to hit the notification bell for all. Sometimes we pop off with those music and tarot lives where we just come on and do free readings, right? I feel like there's something, but I can't remember what it was. Thursday night, guys. Oh, that's what it was. We wanted to give out 5 more. Remember, we're going to gift out 5 more PLR. I'm so glad I remembered. We get them at the first of the month. And I want to try to do more members only videos. So we gifted out 5 earlier, right? I can't remember. I know Diana was one of them. So let's do the other 5. And then after that, we'll wrap it up. There they go. It should be scrolling across the chat. Prairie Winds and Wildflower Spiritual Arts. I feel like that name sounds familiar. Vanessa received a membership. Congratulations, Vanessa. Maria, I'm not sure who that is. And interesting left, that's the only one that I can see. All right. Well, I hope they all went out. Except that I have sent all 10 out, so it's super sweet. I feel like some of them are anonymous. Like, I guess if you have like an anonymous whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to show your whatever because it says all 10, but I only see 3. How interesting is that, right? All right, ladies. Thank you so much for hanging out. Todd, thank you so much for coming on and hanging out. Thank you, moderator ladies, for helping. Yay to the winners. Congratulations. The members only is where we do some readings for members only, right? A lot of times we're looking at the current astrology. A lot of times we're looking at collective masculine and feminine energies as well. So yeah, if you're new, welcome, welcome. All right, I hope to see everyone Thursday night. Remember, all 12 signs. It's going to be for the 7th through the 13th Pisces Lunar Eclipse. If you're able to come hang out with me, yay. If you miss it, no worries. I always put timestamps in the description box of my YouTube videos. I love you guys. I'm always sending you love on your journey. Have a good night, everyone.